Hello everyone, welcome to Key to IGCSE. Today our topic is using letters to represent unknown values. And let's take a look at practice 3. Let a known number be x, write expressions for, well, we have 7 separate questions. Alright, before we move on, we should take a look at the rules when we write algebraic expressions. And we should write them in the shortest, simplest possible way. And here are some of the rules. And I believe you have to take some time to read it after you pause the video, okay? Try it now. Alright, now it's the time to solve the 7 separate questions. Alright, number 8, 3 more than x, which is pretty simple, right? Simply we use addition to show the words more than. Alright, so the answer should be x plus 3. Similarly, when we look at b, 6 less than x, well, it's obviously a subtraction case, okay? So we simply write x minus 6. Well, if you take a look at c, it says 10 times x. So we should read about the rules, see? 2 times h is written as 2h. So we don't want the multiplication sign there. And largely because the multiplication sign looks very similar to the letter x, right? And x times y should be written as xy, okay? We also want to eliminate the multiplication sign. And also, if you write one letter h, it means 1 times h, but we do not want to write the number 1, okay? Alright, so if you look at c again, 10 times x. How should we write it? Well, when you have to product the number of a variable, the number is often written first. So 2h and not h2, okay? And variables are normally written in alphabetical order. So xy and a 2ab is correct. You should not write yx or 2ba. So if you look at c again, 10 times x, of course, the number goes first and the letter goes last. This should be 10x. Very good. And now let's take a look at d. The sum of negative 8 and x, which is also a addition case. But apart from writing as negative 8 plus x, you can also switch the two terms, okay? And you can also write it as x minus 8, which is also correct. Alright, now let's move on to number E. The sum of a known number and its square. Well, we should write h times h as h squared. And also if you see h times itself or 3 times, we can write it as h cubed, okay? So the superscript 2 and the superscript 3 are examples of power, or we can call it index, okay? So now if you look at the E, we should write x plus x squared. Alright, now let's move on to F. A number which is twice x more than x. Well, the twice means 2 times x, right? So we simply write x plus 2x. Okay, so now let's move on to the last. The fraction obtained when doubled unknown number is divided by the sum of unknown number and 4. Well, there is a division coming out. So think about how should we write a division? Well, let's look at the rule. H divided by 2 is written as h over 2, which is a fraction, because a fraction is equivalent as a division sentence, okay? And x divided by y can be written as x over y. So how do you want to write number G? Well, it's your turn to think about it, okay? And I believe you can write it correctly.